everyone. I am talking today about starting a business and what you need to know before you go into it, especially when it's brand new and maybe you don't have a huge amount of credit or you're thinking about getting some type of SBA loan or some other secured loan. The first thing that you need to do is make sure that you have a plan and that you've actually gone over those numbers and that it makes sense. And I highly recommend sharing those numbers with somebody that you know and trust, because I don't think I have ever in 20 years seen a business plan that was right. That's what ended up really happening. People always overestimate the income and underestimate the expenses. So honestly, once you put those numbers down, you might want to consider doubling your expenses and cutting your income in half. And I know that sounds like a huge extreme, but that's really how off these original business plans usually are for small businesses or people going into a new business venture for the first time. They really believe that they have all the numbers, but they don't. And there's so many variables. And the most important thing that you need to know is once you're 6 months into it and you don't have enough money, nobody's going to want to give it to you. Okay? So you need to come up with a plan first that makes sense, so that if you're going to get an SBA loan or you're getting some kind of collateralized loan, that you have enough money to actually complete whatever it is you're wanting to complete, and that you have money in the bank to get you through that first 6 to 12 months before you're profitable. There's lots of ways to borrow money. You really have to think through all of those. There's a lot of personal decisions in doing things like borrowing from a 401k. You have to be careful about that because you have to pay that back. And if anything happens to that job or you leave that job, anything like that happens, you could end up with a huge tax liability, because that loan actually then becomes an early distribution from your 401k. And then you end up paying tax and penalty. So you have to be very careful when you take a loan from your 401k. Don't take that lightly. Go over that stuff with your CPA or financial advisor and really know what your options are there. SBA is great if you can get it. You just need to make sure that you include that payment in your business plan. That's one of those expenses that people ironically forget. And there's other things too, borrowing from a family member or bringing on a partner. But remember, if you bring on a partner, they're going to want a big chunk of the business itself or a big return, because they're taking a lot of risk, especially with a new business. New businesses, no matter how great your idea is, are always considered high risk. So be careful when you're going into your new business. Really go over those numbers and try to be as conservative as you can with the income and aggressive with the expenses, so that you have enough of a nest egg to get you through that first year, okay? Everybody have a great week.